Hi, everybody. Today I'd like to talk to you about a friend of God. In John chapter 15, Jesus says, "You are my friends if you do whatever I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing, but I've called you friends." Friends. We are friends with God. Now, it doesn't mean that he's our drinking buddy, that we're going hanging out with him, we're palling around. We're not going to hang out in a coffee shop in New York and say, "Hey, we're friends. Yeah, we're all friends here." This is not what that means. You got to look at this in context. In context, the chapter before, he had the Last Supper. He sat down with his disciples and he took the cup. And he said, "This is the new covenant in my blood." And they drank from it. So they were covenant. They just had made a covenant with Jesus. Now, the word friend means a covenant partner. In the olden days, people lived out in the rural areas. They had sheep, they had goats, they had cows, they had all these things on a ranch. And there weren't police that could come and help them. There weren't armies. What they did is they made a covenant with their neighbor, and the neighbor would help them. If they were under attack by raiders, the neighbor would come and help them. That's why covenants were very important. A covenant meant that in my time of need, everything I have is yours and everything you have is mine. So if I'm being attacked, I could call for your people to come and help me, and they will come as if they were my own people. And also, the details of a covenant in those days were that if you don't show up, your own family members would brand you as a covenant breaker, and they would actually try to kill you for bringing dishonor and disgrace to their family. Because if anyone broke the covenant, none of the covenants were good for anybody. So Jesus calls them a friend, meaning a covenant person, because he cannot call them a brother, because he had not yet died and he had not yet risen from the dead. So they were not born again. So they could not be called brothers. They could not be called kings and priests. They could not be called sons of God. But a few chapters later, Jesus is crucified. He dies, and he is buried, and he raises from the dead, and they see that, understand that, they believe on Jesus. Now they're not friends, they're sons of God. So, I know there's songs out there, like, "I'm a friend of God, I'm a friend of God." That's good, but use it with understanding. A friend is a covenant person. Thank you. Bye.